What a day. Wasn't exactly a great night last night. Didn't sleep too well. Frickin' body is rebelling against me. The food is not being happy with me. It's made it a bit of a challenge. The altitude is, not enough to be dangerous to me, but I can definitely feel it. The roads have been rough. And definitely a challenge with my lack of off-road riding experience, but might sound a little arrogant, but I'm happy with the way I've actually taken the challenge, accepted it, powered through, and I've made some mistakes and had a couple of oh shit moments, but I've never had a complete horrible thing. I mean, the worst I did is trying to get on the bike one time, I knocked the goddamn thing over, but that's a little different. So hopefully the video is picking up some nice stuff here. We're down kind of on the main highway again now, although it's, as you can see, heavily under construction, which makes it real fun. It means half of it's one lane. But yeah. So we left Naka this morning. We're on our way to, throughout the day we'll visit two temples, or well, not really temples, but monasteries, Buddhist monasteries. One's like got like a 500-year-old mummy in it. The other one's like a little over 1,000 years old. It's the oldest temple in the Himalayas. And then we'll have lunch, and then we're camping again tonight. This will be our last night ground tent camping. After that, we'll be a little more comfortable, hopefully. But I'll have to admit, the tents and the sleeping bags and mattress pads and stuff that they have are actually pretty decent. The first night we ground camped was not bad. I think our only problem there was all the goddamn mosquitoes. So, yeah. Now, I can't remember what river we're following here. I think this is actually the Spiti River, because we're in the Spiti Valley. So, yeah, this is just amazing terrain. Oh my god. There to the village. It wasn't too impressive. Now you get to see some of the fun roads. These are the roads we came over here for, down at the bottom of the canyons like this. This one's, of course, well paved and wide, 2-lane guardrails and stuff. Of course, it is a major highway. It is amazing to see what's considered a kind of a main highway over here is, equivalent to a back road back home. Now we gotta pass the car. Donkey! Seen a lot more donkeys as we've gotten higher in altitude. Down low it was all cattle. Not that we don't still see a lot of cattle around, but I've seen a lot more donkeys up here. They use it more as a beast of burden, unfortunately. But I've seen a lot more dogs running around. They've been all over too, and even seen the occasional monkey here and there. So I haven't seen one for a while now. See a lot more rockfall too, which is always a danger around here. Not only for if they would happen while you're under it, which would not be a good thing, but if you're not paying attention, the rocks on the road before they get cleaned off can be dangerous. Or vehicles in front of you can throw something at you. And then there's the occasional landslide. I mean, we got a couple days ago when we were one of the passes. We had to wait about 20 minutes for the finish cleared the landslide that happened a couple days before. The day before or something, but Hopefully we won't have too many of them, because that could definitely cause delays in our trip. A really bad one could even set us back completely. So today we rode up to a monastery way up here in the mountains. Supposedly has a 500-year-old mummy on the facilities that, according to locals, is actually just a monk that's still hibernating 500 years later. I guess supposedly hair still grows, fingernails still grow, blah 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 blah. Don't know what to believe on something like that, but interesting. We're up in the air a bit, probably back around 12,000 some feet. You know, definitely a little light in the air, but the views are amazing here. So, see the mountains around us. So, off in the distance. So yeah, it's just pretty cool. So, and then we actually visit another monastery later today, and then we'll be camping tonight somewhere just out in the wilds. So I guess that's it for now, so we'll see you on down the road. So I climbed up the stairs to the top of the temple. It is about the same, but yeah.
Get to come up this very primitive, rickety-looking spiral staircase, which I doubt is rated for my fat ass weight. Plus, there's a step missing right in the middle, so that made it fun. All right, well, I'm going to stop recording because there's no way I'm going to try to climb down that and talk. So. off-road trip to get here. Just rough roads and loose ground. Yeah. I even pulled over to take a picture and pulled what I thought was solid ground, and it sunk the front wheel and it twisted it and knocked the bike over on me. Well, not on over, but leaned it over quite a bit, so I had to kill the engine so I could take the time to lift it back upright. So that was fun. And just, several times front or back wheel would slide out from under me and get all squirrely. And yeah, so we're down here. I don't know if you can see in the background. There should be a river you can kind of see in there. So we're actually, let's hope it don't flood tonight, because we're actually in the floodplain. Turn around here, you might get blinded by the sun, but got the mountains in the background. So yeah, the sun's gonna kill it, but so yeah, I think I get about 12,000 feet again tonight. So it might get a little chilly tonight. Well, actually, right now it's pretty nice. Of course, we got direct sunlight over us too. So wind's blowing like hell though. So like I said, so hopefully you can hear me over that. Yeah, it was a fun day. Stopped and saw a couple temples today, or monasteries, I should say, Buddhist monasteries. Can't say I was super impressed, but it was still kind of neat. We did have one guy actually went, lost it on his motorcycle and went over, but it looks like he's okay. So, but yeah, otherwise we all made it again. So it looks like we're getting ready to possibly have tea, and then we'll have dinner. Obviously, probably these guys don't eat till 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, but and I can't eat much anymore right now. Anyway, my stomach's still not happy. So yeah, I'm just gonna chill out and relax a little, and probably just try to get an early night tonight. So thankfully, this will be our last night ground camping. I don't know if you saw the camp. Yeah, it's just all the tents. So from here on out, we'll either be in hotels or back in the Swiss tents with the permanent structures. So that'll be nice. So yeah, so I guess we'll catch up.